back. My name is Brian and welcome to Paint Society. In this video, I'm going to show you one of my biggest struggles with this color right here. This is Apex Blue Pearl B621P. It's a struggle that I think most painters might have gone through at one point in their life, and we're going to talk about it right now. So basically what we have here is fender replacement, blend hood, and blend door. Now the biggest issue I've ever had is painting this fender off the car or any panel off the car with this specific color, and it looks like it has full coverage, and then you go to put it on a car after you blend it, and guess what? It's light. And this is an issue we are having with this particular paint system. As far as what we're concerning is the color hiding in a short amount of time. Guys, this has 3 to 4 coats of base with the correct color sealer, and we are still looking pretty light. Now on camera it might look pretty good, but this is still pretty light. This is probably gonna need another coat and a half. So basically what I have been doing is I paint this off the car, right? And I've talked to you about this in my videos many times. This takes a little bit longer to do. So when I paint it off the car, what I'm ending up doing is I'm sealing it, I'm base coating it, and then I just clear around the edges. And really guys, with these cars nowadays, they have no clear on the edges. We put more paint on the inside of this fender than it has even on the other side. If you open up the door on the other side, basically you can see the fender color, which is like, it's like eco. It's ridiculous, honestly. So what we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna take it through just simple blending here. This is just base coat. It's been scuffed up with 800 grit. And the reason why I like scuffing it up is, you guys see these little sealer bits here and there? Now, this came out a little bit dirty, this fender. I didn't really take too much time, to be honest, when I was painting it, because I knew it would be sanding it back down. But those are just dust nibs. And you always sand your base coat, not your sealer. So over here, the issue that we might run into is the bumper. So on the bumper cover, right? We know it's gonna match up here. I'm not gonna have any issues, but the other side, we really need to take special care because we wanna make sure it matches up to the fender. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started here. This is a little bit more of an uncut Paint Society video. So let's get started and spraying. First, we're gonna seal up this bumper, and this is an OEM bumper with OEM primer on these Hondas. So you know that these Honda primers are rock hard. So 400 on it consistently. I mean, it scratches it up, but it takes a while to really get a decent scratch. 3M 1.2 performance gun. This is a great gun, guys. I'm not gonna tell you this award-winning gun, but this is the best all-around gun to get a lot of things done in a booth. You don't wanna sleep on this gun. It's gone up in price. I don't agree with that, but I will say it is worth the money. If you're planning on, you know, being a professional spray painter, it really works. It's efficient. Do-it-yourselfers, you don't need to spend the money, but you can really change it out quick, and it sprays pretty well. We're gonna use it here for sealer. It operates at 20 PSI. We're just looking to get one coat on, and we use the same exact sealer as we did on that fender. That's very important so that these match up on the driver's side. You can see it's atomized as well. And what is a sealer? A sealer is a primer you do not sand, okay? That does not mean you can take a primer, any primer, and over-reduce it, and use it as a sealer. You can't do that. It has to be a primer sealer. It's something that can be used and has the technical data sheets to back it up, and has to be mixed differently with different additives to make it a primer or a sealer. This particular one that we're using is called Color Build. It is phenomenal. It is one of the best things that the Sikkens has to offer in their system. Not all systems are perfect, but this is a nice feature. Make sure you get the backside as well. And like I said, one coat, it's good to go. It's already flashing off, which is nice. And mix too much. We mixed probably like 6 ounces, and it's covered. We'll get a little bit in here. I'll let this flash off for about 10-15 minutes. You can see how it's a little bit wet there, but flashing off there. And you know, sealer really doesn't ever dry, to be honest. It always stays a little bit soft. So that's why you never want to sand it. So in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll kick over to the fender here, and we'll start laying down some paint here and seeing how things start to blend out. So we have our DB1 here. We're gonna spray it around 13 to 16 PSI. One thing I learned with our paint system is that I gotta put on one coat and I really have to let it dry, or else it doesn't hide as well. Because then I can build on each coat after that. If I try to get 2 or 3 coats right now, it never works in seconds for whatever reason. Some systems, it does work, but not in this one. So we're gonna put one on, we're gonna let it completely flash. It takes a long time, but this is what works a little bit better for these colors that I'm finding out. So let's see how it works, and let's do it together. So this is a little bit of a sealer breakthrough. So we'll hit that up first. And then I'm not gonna concern myself too much with making it too wet or going too much into the door. It's probably around 78 degrees in the booth, so we don't need any blending additive or anything like that. The cool weather is gonna help us out with that. We're gonna just take it over the whole entire fender. Now, this will go on generally a little bit lighter. And then what will happen is, once it dries, it will darken up just a little bit. Every coat will darken up just a little bit. And we're gonna leave it, okay? We're gonna leave it, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna check it out and see how it's starting to match. And we're sitting outside of one coat, guys. I'm actually liking the way this is looking. It's looking the same here, you know, for one coat. I'm thinking maybe a coat more, coat and a half. We wanna make sure we have that little burn through the sealer covered and any of these little nuggets. But you can see how effective it is to get that fender pre-painted on certain colors. Now metallics or different colors like that, I've been having great success, everything off the car, black. White, I'm still skeptical about. I'm not there yet, but I do plan to get there. But this is what's working for me right now with this particular color. You can see here, this is one coat. I sprayed down the bumper. And to the naked eye, right, if you didn't have the car and you're in the booth alone, this might look like it's only gonna need 1 or 2 more coats, but I know it's gonna need more. And here's how I'm gonna make sure we get a good color match. I'm gonna go into the shop and I'm gonna use what I have. So once I think I have full coverage, I'm gonna bring the fender for the driver's side. I'm gonna hook it up next to the passenger side. I'm gonna check it out. I might cut off some of the bumper here. I wanna make sure that I have the right depth, the right tone, the right deepness, and right amount of coats. So use your old parts for reference because they can really help you. So let's lay down another coat. Same thing here, a little bit further. Nothing too crazy. I'm gonna tell you, blending is not really hard if you've got the right color. If you've got the right color, I'm telling you, anyone can do it. Also, having a good gun does help. It does make the process easier, but it can be done with a cheaper gun. I don't want to tell you have to go and buy an expensive spray gun. But professionals, for the most part, they want something that's going to work when they go into the booth, so they most likely will spend a little bit more money. So that's 2 coats. We're gonna let this dry. Now, on a quick side note, guys, a lot of you have been interested in Paint Society shirts. We're no longer doing that. It was just a little bit too much to keep up with. But I got something even better. Paint Society lab coats. And it's on Amazon. So it'll say Paint Society, and then it's got our logo. And on the back side, the cool thing is it's got the logo on the back side as well. Don't ever think it's just paint. It comes in a lab coat. The lab coats, they're selling. They sell quick because they're great, all right? If you're wearing pants, you just throw it on. It does come in a full spray suit as well, which is popular if you're in there all day long. So if you want to show your support to the channel and you want to rep some merch, go ahead, check out the link in the description. It's on Amazon. It gets shipped right to your door within just a few days. We're gonna let this dry again. Let's take a look at the fender. It's been drying for a few moments here. It's looking good. I'm not going to put any more coats on it. We're going to check it with the sunlight, and we're going to see if it's ready for clear yet. Now, in order to be a good painter, guys, you have to be burned many times. You have to have a lot of redos, a lot of mess ups. You have to almost been in fear of your job and question your profession in order to be a good painter. And that's where I was a lot of times in my life with this job. And I'm still learning every day. You know, I started Paint Society as a community to actually become better. That's the whole reason why I started, to be able to learn from others. I've learned so much just in the comments, and then Paint Society has really inspired others to, you know, have their own projects and to share that knowledge, which is honestly a good thing. So I've been burned before, and one way I've been burned is by not checking coverage. And I'm gonna show you something right here. This is like probably like a $60 Sunlight gun, and we used to use a 3M gun. That thing is a piece of garbage. That thing is a piece of garbage. 3M makes a lot of great tools, but that thing's a piece of garbage. The thing will die before you even get into the booth, and you have to keep clicking it. Who knows what I mean? Oh, here it is. It's been sitting here. It's been sitting here it's been sitting here for years. Look at it. It's ancient. This thing is expensive too. This thing I think is like around $400 back then. This guy here is like 60 bucks and it works great. Here, let me show you how. What you gotta do is you have to turn off the lights. So we're gonna turn off the lights. And once you have the lights off, the Sunlight gun, and I'll put a link in the description, get on Amazon or even go to Harbor Freight. I think they have one. It's got different colors. This one has different colors, but you don't need all these colors. I use this one. And it's gonna show you, hey, guys, this is what your car's gonna look like when it's out in the sun. Is it gonna match? That actually matches really good. Let's check out this area that was a little bit light. Oh, right here, right in this area, okay? There's a light spot. You can't see that without this. You cannot see that. You'll see it after it's cleared and it's unmasked, and then it's too late. This has happened many times before to me. It's not happening on this job, okay? Your blend should only come into this area. Now, another reason why I like it, I'm gonna put one more coat on this and just make sure I get coverage on there and we're gonna be good. The reason why I like it is because, especially on bumpers, there are a lot of hard areas to get to. So you can tell, hey, this area might need a little bit of more coverage. It's actually looking pretty good, but it's a little bit spotty still. It's a little bit spotty still. So I'm gonna knock on 2 more coats, and then we'll take a look, see if we can get it closer to clear coat. Over here on the fender with that last coat. Yeah, we're good here. I'm loving this. Man, the temperature is really helping out in the spray booth. This thing is good. Over here, I'm a little skeptical. We're in and around 3 coats. But here's the thing, guys. I brought this fender in, right? Check that out, by the way. I was telling you about that earlier. What? That's the inside of the fender. This is exposed, guys. This is ridiculous, Acura. This is ridiculous, Honda. Ridiculous. That's an exposed edge. Anyways, that looks pretty good. I'm still gonna put another coat on it because I'd rather it be a touch darker than lighter, because once the sun hits this, it's gonna really expose it. That's why if you have a little bit of a darker sealer, it does help, because it will cover a little bit better and it won't show through. So yeah, I'm gonna pop out one more coat here, and then I think I'm gonna be ready for clear. And we're sitting at 77 degrees and a very rainy night. So I know that this paint job's gonna come out slick. One of my new favorite guns, the Segola 4600 Extreme Digital, running around 27, 26 PSI. I got a 28 ounce on here. That should be enough for the first coat, and we'll have some more left over. This is a DVR air cap. This air cap is meant for like OEM texture. They have the titania, which is a little bit more smoother. But this will probably be better because it might add a little bit of texture, less chance of running. I haven't gotten a run in a long time. Oh wait, on that door the other day. You're right, I forgot. I got a run the other day. But I got it out. Oh, it's cold in here. You know, one thing that people always wonder, how many times do you tack? Well, I tack before the base coat and I tack after the base coat. So, and I don't tack too hard. This stuff is smooth. Like, look how smooth this is. It should always be smooth. And I guarantee you, when I come up, there's not going to be any blue paint, or barely. Look at that's from another job. Look at that's a good sign. There should be blue paint, if any, over at the edge of your blend. That's where you would want to tap. See? So that's what you want to get up. You want to get up that overspray, because that's what it is. Okay? So now you're overspraying. Now the job's going to come out perfect, right? We got up all the dust. Wrong. There'll always be something. Now on the edge here, it's a cool night. I don't want to get any runs, right? So I'm not going to spray this first coat on this door. I'm not going to spray it too heavy, because it's going to want to run right around here. Like, look at all these curves everywhere. This is a good opportunity for paint to run. It's just going to want to flow up. But it won't get me tonight. It will not get me tonight. Mark my words. The bumper, I barely usually tap because there's no blending, but I'll just go over it. This thing is feeling really smooth. You can usually tell if the paint job's going to come off nice or come out clean based off how well it taps. So, we're ready to go. I don't like the release on this.
Want me to take it out?
I don't like the release. It's see how slow the trigger's taking to get back? It's kind of like, I don't like that. It's kind of messing me up here. Sometimes you can get like a little bit of that oil. This thing annoys me if it's not working right. I gotta have it so it snaps right back, or else what happens is if it goes back slowly, it's still like releasing paint. And when I'm done, I want to go click back. So if you ever have a problem where it's kind of sticking, it just needs a little bit of oil. And that's paint gun oil. I'll put it in the description. Gotta have the right stuff. Don't put motor oil. Or else you have some fish eyes in your paint. All the way. I'm not going to stop because I don't want any runs here. So I'm going to take it all the way. I'm not going to just stop here.
Gotta keep it moving because the paint is flowing. Sometimes what I think is important is that when you paint, you need to be able to paint without looking. That way you can have the same muscle memory. I painted in the dark for years, and let me tell you, it really helps out. With that little nose look. On the hood, you got to put a lot more paint down because I want it to flow out. I don't want to buff this thing. I paint, buff it. Keep it moving. That's pretty good. There we go.
And here she is after the second coat. Now, my intention is not to show you, oh, I'm the best, I can make beautiful finish, blah, blah, blah. No. My intention is to show you how to get a good paint job. And remember, you're going to get a little bit of dirt here and there, okay? There's going to be stuff here and there that might, it might fall in here, but you can buff that stuff. The hood is clean. The hood is clean. There's a dust nib here. There's a couple in here, but the hood is clean. The fender looks great. The blend looks great. Check it out. I'm happy with it. This thing is smooth all the way through. I used to get a lot of dry spray right in the middle door down here, but if you turn your gun, if you were noticing me, to the side and kind of spray that like a 45, it really works well. This is where it will want to run. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Anyways, none of this really matters unless it matches, right? So let's let this dry and let's check it out once it gets, you know, starts to get assembled and see what it looks like. And this is going to be the end result on this one. You can see it's all back together. We're still waiting on the emblem. We'll get that on and get this car washed up and delivered. But you can see we got a perfect match between all of these panels. And this actually was not painted. And you can see how well it matches. The front bumper, of course, all back together. And the match here that we were most concerned about, it looks really, really good. I'm happy with that right there. It is a nice factory match. So with this one, I hope you guys really learned something along the way. And this is Brian from Paint Society reminding you, don't overthink it. It's just paint. I'll see you guys on the next episode.